Alright, today we're going to talk about circles and circumference of a circle. I've got two different formulas here. Circumference is going to be 2 times pi times the radius, is what R stands for, radius. And circumference is also going to be the same as pi times the diameter. Okay? Now you've got two different situations, that's why you need two different formulas. Okay? The radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the outside of the circle. Now in a circle, the distance from here to here is the same as here to here, here to here. All these are what? The radius. All those are the radius. Okay? So the circumference is going to be 2 times the radius times pi. You see that? So what if the radius was 4? The circumference is going to equal 2 times pi times what? Times what? 4. Which is circumference equals 2 times 4 is 8 pi. Now, I'm happy for you to leave it like that. Later on, when you get a calculator, pi is the same thing as 3.14. Okay? So circumference is going to be 8 times 3.14, whatever that is. You understand that?
We don't have to work that out.
Not right now, because I'm not late. Well, we'll say we're going to go ahead and work it out.
No,
So you do what? No. So pi equals 3.14. You need to remember that.
Oh.
So now let's look. The difference between radius and diameter is the radius is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. The diameter is the distance from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle through the what? The center. Okay? This is not a radius or a diameter. Why not? Because it does not go through the center. This is a diameter. This is a diameter. This is a diameter. This is too. As long as it goes through the center, it's a diameter. Okay? Now the formula for that is going to be circumference equals pi times the diameter. So you need to look on each problem and say, did they give me the diameter or did they give me the radius? If they give you radius, you use this formula. If they gave you the diameter, you use that formula. You understand? Yeah. Now, circumference is going to be the distance all the way around the circle. Okay, so imagine you're standing right here. Circumference is going to be the distance it takes you to walk all the way around the entire circle. Okay? Circumference is the equivalent to perimeter on a square. Now remember when we did a square? Perimeter was the distance all the way around the square. Well, now we're dealing with circumference, and the reason perimeter and circumference is different is because now we're using circles rather than squares and rectangles. See what I mean? So you got two formulas. Circumference equals 2 pi r. Circumference equals pi times the diameter. Okay? Now, let's work some examples. Diameter of a circle is 3 centimeters. So it tells you what? The what? The diameter. So what formula are you going to use?
D equals pi times diameter.
Good. So you got circumference, which is what they want you to find. What is the circumference? Equals 3.14 times what? 3. So the circumference is going to be what? 9.42. So the distance around this whole thing is what?
9.42.
That's right. See, that's how we find the distance around the whole Earth. Using that formula. Because the Earth is not a square, is it? It's a circle. Huh? Okay. Now, we said 3.14 times 3, and what did it equal?
9.42.
Good. So now look at this one. The radius of a circle is 2 inches. What is the circumference? What formula will we use?
C equals 2 pi r.
2 pi times the radius. So the circumference is going to equal 2 times 3.14, because that's what pi is, times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 3.14, which is going to be 12.56. So this is the circumference of this circle right here. Now, what are some things we can find the circumference of? A quarter. A basketball. Good. Baseball.
The dome.
Coke can. The what?
The Jimmy Jackson.
Yeah, the big house. We can find the circumference of that. Okay, anything round. Any circle. So let's see if you can find these two circumferences. Alright, they give you the radius on this problem, and they even give you the formula you're supposed to use. Later they won't give you the formula. We know the radius is 2.5. Circumference equals 2 times 3.14, which is pi, times 2.5. So 2.5 times 2 is 5. So the circumference equals 5 times 3.14. So we've got 3.14 times 5, which equals what?
15.7.
15.7. Okay, on this next one, we have the diameter is 6 1/8. Can we make 6 1/8 into a decimal?
Yes.
What is 6 1/8 as a decimal? 6.125. Okay. So we've got 6.125. So the circumference, what formula do we use? They gave us the diameter, so what formula? Pi times the diameter, because they gave us the diameter. Okay? So we've got circumference equals pi times 6.125. So we've got the circumference equals 3.14 times 6.125. And what does that equal? 19 point what? 2325. Well, you divide to make 1/8 into a decimal. It's just like on our quizzes. We divide the bottom into the top. So you divide 8 into 1. But 8 won't go into 1. 8 will go into 10 one time, leaving a remainder of 20. It will go into 22 times, leaving a remainder of 40. And it goes into 45 times. So it's 0.125. Then you put your 6 out in front of it, making 6.125. Yeah,
I did 2 times 3.14. Am I not supposed to do that first?
that's fine. I always do this times this first because it's simpler.
Well, I got 6.28 now. Did that put times 2.5? And I got to do it as an 8.
So you said 6.28 times 2.5. You still should have got the right answer. Let's try it. 6.28 times 1.5? 2.5. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. 31. 16. So I've got 5, 6, 7, still 15.7.
I just forgot.
Alright, so let's try those 3. Y'all see if you can find those 3. The diameter is 6.8, the radius is 0.4, and the diameter is 4.3 meters. Hey, today we learned how to find the circumference of a circle, whether they give you the radius or the diameter.